Have you ever watched a man discover his own worth? It happens in a single breath. One day he's chasing approval, like a starving animal. The next, he's walking away from everything that once controlled him. Picture this. A man sits alone at 3 a.m. His phone buzzes with her drama. For the first time in years, he doesn't reach for it. Something inside him has shifted. The needy boy who lived for her attention just died. What emerges is something she's never encountered. A man who chooses himself. Women are wired to test boundaries. Not maliciously, instinctively. They push until they find your breaking point. When they discover you have none, something dies in their eyes. Respect evaporates. Attraction follows. You become furniture in your own relationship. Most men don't realize they're living in an emotional marketplace. They give endless attention, comfort, and validation. In return, they receive scraps of affection, breadcrumbs disguised as love. This isn't intimacy. It's exploitation. The man who breaks free from this cycle doesn't just change his relationship. He changes his entire reality. There's a moment when every awakened man looks back at his former self. The version who said yes when he meant no, who absorbed her emotions like a sponge, who apologized for having needs. That man feels like a stranger now, a ghost he once inhabited. When you stop responding to every emotional crisis, when you stop explaining your boundaries, when you stop performing for approval, something magical happens. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability is the foundation of attraction. Watch what happens when you first pull back. She'll test harder, create bigger dramas, manufacture emergencies. This isn't love. It's control losing its grip. Her panic reveals how much power you've been giving away. Real change doesn't happen externally first. It begins in the depths of your psyche. You stop measuring your worth by her responses. You stop outsourcing your happiness to her moods. You remember what it feels like to be whole, without her validation. Society tells men that being alone equals being lonely. This is the greatest lie ever sold to masculine hearts. Solitude is where power is born. In silence, you discover who you are, without the noise of others' expectations, without the pressure to perform. A woman can only respect what she cannot control. When you become unmovable by her tactics, when her tears don't bend your boundaries, when her anger doesn't break your peace, she encounters something rare in modern men, authentic strength. The less available you become, the more magnetic you grow, not through manipulation, through genuine self-possession. Women can sense a man who doesn't need them, and that needlessness is intoxicating. Your entire energy signature changes. You walk differently, speak with more weight. Your presence fills rooms, because you're no longer bleeding energy into toxic dynamics. You're conserving it for what matters. When you stop being available to everyone, you become selective about everything. Your time, your attention, your emotional investment. This selectivity creates value. What's rare becomes precious. What's abundant becomes worthless. Your transformation forces others to face themselves. The women who exploited your availability vanish. They can't handle a man they can't use. What remains are those capable of real connection, built on mutual respect, not emotional dependency. You realize you've been living in an emotional prison, bars made of obligation and guilt, guards made of other people's expectations. Breaking free isn't cruel. It's essential. Your soul depends on it. This isn't about becoming cold or heartless. It's about becoming discerning. Your warmth becomes a gift, not an obligation. Your presence becomes a choice, not a default. Your love becomes sacred, not scattered. Your transformation doesn't just change your romantic life. It revolutionizes everything. Your career, your friendships, your family dynamics. When you stop being available for exploitation, you become available for excellence. The journey begins with small steps. Stop answering texts immediately. Let calls go to voicemail. Create space between stimulus and response. Watch how this simple act shifts everything. Her urgency reveals her dependency. Your calmness reveals your strength. She'll escalate when she realizes you changed. Manufactured crises will multiply. Emotional manipulation will intensify. This isn't personal. It's psychological. She's testing whether your boundaries are real. Every time you hold firm, you grow stronger. Every time you cave, you lose ground. Real transformation requires uncomfortable honesty. Why did you give your power away? What childhood wound made you so hungry for approval? Which fears drove you to overgive? Healing these depths prevents future repetition. You cannot protect what you don't understand. Society will label your boundaries as selfish. Friend will call you cold. Family will question your change. This resistance proves you're doing something right. Healthy people support healthy boundaries. Toxic people attack them. Notice how much money you save. No more expensive gifts to earn affection. No more dinners to prove your worth. No more trips to buy temporary peace. Your wallet reflects your self-respect. Money flows to those who value themselves. Hours once spent managing her emotions return to you. Evenings once lost to relationship drama become productive. Weekends once sacrificed to her schedule become yours. Time is the most precious currency. Spend it on appreciating investments. Your physical health improves. Sleep comes easier without emotional chaos. Stress levels drop without constant conflict. Your body remembers what peace feels like when you stop pouring yourself out for others. Watch your career accelerate. Projects receive your full attention. Goals become achievable again. Success follows focus, and focus follows boundaries. Men with scattered energy accomplish little. Men with concentrated energy move mountains. Your male friendships deepen, without female drama consuming every conversation. You rediscover brotherhood, loyalty, respect, shared purpose. These connections feed your soul differently. They don't demand your constant performance. In solitude, you remember forgotten dreams. Hobbies abandoned for relationship maintenance resurface. Passions buried under obligation revive. You realize how much of yourself you've lost in trying to be everything to someone else. Quality women begin noticing you, not the ones who want to use you, the ones who want to know you. Your energy signature has changed. You emit self-possession instead of desperation. This attracts a different caliber of person. Many men discover their spiritual center during this process. When external validation stops feeding you, you seek nourishment from deeper wells. Prayer, meditation, nature, purpose. These connections cannot be manipulated. They offer stability no relationship can provide. Your transformed energy impacts everything you touch. Your children see a father who respects himself. Your work reflects a man with clear priorities. Your community benefits from your focused contribution. This ripple effect extends far beyond romance. So here you stand at the crossroads. Continue bleeding your energy into ungrateful hands, or reclaim the power you gave away. The choice isn't just about her. It's about who you're willing to become. The man who masters his availability, masters his destiny. Everything changes when you remember. You are not a resource to be consumed. You are a force to be reckoned with. Choose wisely. Your future self is watching, and he's proud of the courage it took to choose yourself first. Thanks for watching. See you next time.